Hi everyone and welcome back to Warframe. Today we are taking a look at the newest addition to our arsenal, which is Citrine. Yes, I finally finished to farm up everything and yeah, we are ready with her. I went for some testing with this frame and I came up with the build as it is right now. And let's talk about it a little bit. So her first ability is here to give us some health and energy orbs. That just really helps. Yes, the range did get a little bit dumpstered, but I will talk you through why that is. So we wanted to achieve as much strength as possible without going too much overboard. So I went for Transient Fortitude coupled with Umbral Intensify, which leaves us at 199, which is enough to start out on 79% DR and actually getting 5% onto that per kill. So you could go lower than that. It just means your damage reduction doesn't ramp up that fast, but I feel for the steel path, I want this to be very instant on 90%, right? I also test around with Molt Augmented at the moment, just so we can have strength for future casts into a mission. If we were like 5 minutes in a survival or something, that you have instantly 90% DR on recast of hour 2, right? Energize just to ease off the energy economy because I did not have any space for flow, for primed flow. Could argue to take adaptation out and put flow here, which is something you can do. You also can add in more range with like augur reach instead of just stretch, but I want to have adaptation for the steel path test, at least at the moment. But yeah, strength 199% is pretty decent and feels good. 251% duration achieved with narrow-minded primed continuity as well as augur message. This just helps. So we have 1 minute of 90% DR, right? Once we stack it up, and we can just recast this. And yeah, I just wanted a nice duration. Something over a minute feels very comfy. We have Aura 3 that can dish out status effects. This is really helpful with condition overload setups, which is what I'm testing right now. I do still have a primer with me, but I also have an ability that can now prime. Although with the dip in range that we have, yeah, I have to live with that. So you could go the other way around as well and add in more range, as I said. Hour 4, excuse me, my voice is a little bit fading right now. It's just here to get the 300% crit chance if we hit the crystal growths on the enemies, right? And this can be a lot of fun. I tested this out with weapons I normally don't use, and it was a lot of fun. Honestly, the Kuvanu core, if you went for a damage build, this would be absolutely amazing. But yeah, this is the Citrine build. At the moment, I'm using Corrosive Projection as an aura as often as I need to, because yeah, we will be going against Grenier. Maybe we have a primer in the Kuvanu core. This is the build. I will not explain this because I think I talked about it a lot. I had my Kuvanu core with magnetic, so we can dish out 4 status effects, and we have an Ikana Prime that has condition overload in its build with a primed smite mod against Grenier. So let's see how this goes. Let's jump into a steel path survival and see how well we do. All right, everybody, we are here in our survival, and yeah, let's see how we do. This should not be too much of a problem if I play it right and if I don't do just stupid stuff, right? So let's stack up our combo for our Nikana, so we can dish out a good amount of damage. Also, pop down our 4. As you can see, we had red crits on our Kuvanu core, which with a damage build, if you think about it, we have like a 10x multiplier on the Kuvanu core, right? So that's a huge amount of damage that you can dish out. Let's cast our 3 as well, just so you can see that it does apply a ton of status effects, and you sometimes don't even need to prime with your secondary. Really nice stuff. I really do enjoy Citrine, and it was a ton of fun to play it with other people. Like me and my buddy, he had just a farm that he wanted to do, and he didn't want to do it alone, and I was like, yeah, sure, I will jump in. Let's have some fun together. Let's see what you can produce. And you had a ton of fun running around with the combo Wisp as well as Citrine, right? So yeah, that was a lot of fun. And what I'm missing here is a way to deal with status effects. So with further Forma investment, I probably want to invest into like rolling guard at some point, or just like maybe with the helmet system as well. Not quite sure about that one, haven't thought about it too much. But that could be something as well. Like the Nesha ability, right, where you can get rid of status effects, could be a thing to consider as well. But yeah, so far so good. Like, I know that the weapons can carry me through this mission, no problem. That is absolutely tested and no surprise. But I always like to just have a loadout that I would regularly use in the Steel Path, and not just for the sake of having a little bit of fun. Do some wacky combo and having problems. Because I didn't go with something that I wouldn't normally use, right? Which happens in the past. When I play for my entertainment and I want some wacky fun, then yeah, I go for it. But we're talking about this build right now, so let's let's do it in a way where you can relate and where most people will play Steel Path, like with a setup that they are comfortable with and that they trust. As you can see, we instantly cast with 90% DR now, which is very nice indeed. That is something I do like. And yeah, our 3 is dishing out some status effects, and those are some status effects that I cannot inflict with my Kubanu core, so that is definitely helpful. Let's not forget cast our 1 from time to time. Our 4 can go in here as well. A little bit more status effects. Yeah, I think if you take this build and just take the Kubanu core and mod it for damage, you will have a great time as well. That is definitely something that you can test out at some point as well. It just seems so doable, right? So yeah, maybe that is something that I should do more. Show the wacky setups as well. Depends a little bit on you guys. If you want to see some wacky setups, let me know. There are definitely some wacky setups in my back pocket. They're not really effective, but they're just fun to use from time to time. It's just there's so many fun interactions in Warframe that you often just don't think about, because you're like, why would I use such a stupid thing, right? But yeah, obviously the Mikana Prime is a very, very capable weapon of dealing with almost everything the game throws at it, so... Let's go at the Acolyte. Has a good amount of status effect on him or her. Reset its misery. Let's just... that. Thank you very much. There we go. That was not a problem at all for Citrine. So let's extract. Definitely a build that is working. And with the fully stacked multi-augmented, we were able to cast at 90%. Sure, you still have the decay to deal with, right? But as long as you're killing stuff, that is not a problem in the slightest. And the other thing, as always, if you're not using a frame with a loot ability in survival missions, keep an eye on your life support, right? That is definitely something that will go a little bit under the radar if you have to cast a lot. And yeah, so I am very happy with the build so far. I definitely would like to invest a little bit of Forma into this Warframe. I don't know, normally I wait until there's a Prime variant. And sometimes I have like a 2 Forma policy where I decide that 2 Formas is fair game, especially for a new Warframe. I just don't want to go overboard with like 4 or 5 or 6 Forma, right? But yeah, that is pretty much it. I definitely would like to test around with her 3 a little bit more, with more range. Definitely a good amount of duration. It has a healthy duration base, like 30 seconds is pretty decent. And yeah, definitely more testing needed for that to use it as a primer build, right? The strength definitely needs to be high as well for this, so there's a lot to still test out. Also, a 4 with more range could be very much fun, right? So yeah, there's a lot of potential still in Citrine, but I hope you get a little bit of an idea how I like to play with Citrine at the moment, what my first instinct was with this Warframe, and I hope you have enjoyed this little showcase. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, take care. Bye.